Welcome back to Wave of Docker. Got another series preview for you today. The Orioles take on the Toronto Blue Jays from today, Friday, June 7th, to Monday, June 11th, I believe. That sounds right to me. As I flip to the pages here, Orioles just took 2 out of 4 from Toronto. Honestly, a really disappointing series, I think. First 2 games, offense was on fire. Pitching looked good. In the last 2 games, it just kind of died out. Povich, I think he looked pretty. I wasn't able to watch much of the game. I was out and about doing things, but I mean, young guy, first start. I really don't think you can really discredit a lot of what he did. It's just more of the offense being dead besides Adley that day. And the game before that, that was who started the game before that? Was that Oh, Suarez. That was another just an offensively dead game. But yeah, I mean, just really disappointing last 2 games from the series. We got another 4 games set against Tampa Bay, another division rival. Still really good against the AL East. Haven't lost a series of them since April of last year. We took 2 out of 3 when they came to Camden Yards last week, so still pretty fresh with them. A lot of the guys that are starting for them, their last start was against Baltimore, so, really fresh on the minds. But yeah, I mean, the Yankees can't stop winning, so we got to, kind of keep pace with them. We're at 39-22, I believe, right now, and the Yankees are at, 45 and, 19 or something ridiculous. They've won 8 straight. They've also played, 4 more games than us, so, it's still June, still early, but, I mean, it would be nice to kind of keep pace with them and kind of, at least be within 2 to 3 games when we visit them later in the month. But, yeah, 4 games set against Tampa Bay. Game 1, Cole Irvin versus Aaron Savali. Game 2, TBD versus Taj Bradley. Game 3, TBD versus Zach Little. And Game 4, TBD versus Ryan Pepio. So a lot of TBDs. It's mainly just because Brad High decided to give Brash a little extra rest, which I understand, I guess. He's still coming back from that injury, and he had that rough start against Tampa Bay. But, I mean, besides that, I don't really think there's much of a reason to really give him that much rest. But I don't think there's going to be any, wild cards unless Dean makes a sudden reappearance into the rotation. But, yeah. Cole Irvin's coming off his last start. He went 6 1 third innings, allowing 2 earned runs. He's 5-2 with a 2.84 ERA. So, pretty good stuff. He was in that MLB post where it's these 3 aces are helping these contenders win games. And yeah, I mean, between him, Burns, and I'd say probably Grayson, they've been probably our 3 best pitchers all year. Just for the pitchers that have played, pitched the most. Bradish has been pretty solid. Kramer's been pretty solid, but he's injured. Bradish was injured, so Cole Irvin's arguably been our 3rd most consistent, or honestly 2nd most consistent starter out of our whole rotation. So that's pretty good for Cole Irvin. Really happy for him, finding a place in Baltimore. Taj Bradley's last start was against Baltimore. He went 3 1 third innings, allowing 9 earned runs and 4 home runs. I was really confused by Cash left him in for so long, but whatever. We got 9 earned runs off of it. He's 1-3 with a 5.81 ERA on the year, so not too good. The Rays rotation, I think I talked about this in the last series preview for the Rays. They just really haven't been the rotation that we've seen from them over the past few years. They're kind of good with homegrown guys or getting guys and kind of developing them in their pitching rotation. But recently, or at least this year, it's just kind of been a fall off from their last few years of successful baseball. So sucks for them, I guess. Game 2, Aaron Savali, his last start was also against Baltimore, where he went 5 1 third innings, allowing 1 earned run. In the Jorge Mateo game, he had that go-ahead double late in the game, I think in the 8th. He's 2-4 on the year with a 5.37 ERA and a 71 ERA plus on the year, which is it's so the baseline's 100, and it's the ERA averaged out to every ballpark's ERA. So it's in Coors Field, pitchers don't really fare as well, but then in what's a pitcher's ballpark? I guess Camden Yards is honestly a pitcher's ballpark at this point. It's going to be, the ERAs are going to be different in those ballparks, so it's just kind of averaged out. And 71 is not very good if 100 is the average. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, Savali's, he's had good years in the past, but this Rays rotation this year is just not had a good time thus far. Zach Little, his last start was against Baltimore. He went 6 innings, allowing 3 earned runs in Tampa's win. He's 2-3 with a 3.56 ERA and a 1.07 ERA plus on the year. So he's been one of their better starters on the year. Him and Pepio, the other guy. And Eflin's kind of had a good year as well. They've been, kind of the brighter spots in this rotation that's kind of had. This Rays team is just not as good as they were last year, or honestly, they're a World Series team in the years prior. So this is definitely kind of a sore thumb in the Rays history books if you're looking back on it. And Ryan Pepio, his last start, was on the 4th, where he went 6 innings of 3-run ball against the struggling Marlins. He's 4-2 with a 3.96 ERA and a 96 ERA plus, sitting at 10.1 K per 9. only 26 years old. He came over in the Dodgers trade, I think for, was it Glasnow and Manuel Margot. He's also been one of their better starters. So yeah, like this Rays rotation, it's shaky. But honestly, I think our offense is good against anybody as long as they wake up and don't kind of just struggle and have a hard time hitting the ball and making contact. But for the Orioles starters, I imagine it's going to be some variation of Bradish, Grayson, and Burns for the last 3 games because Brandon Hyde announced Cole Irvin on Friday, but it's been TBD for the next 3. And I mean, yeah, that's just my guess because we have 6 starters up right now because Povich is up and he was given like a real number, so I'd be really surprised if we send him down like immediately. So I think he's gonna honestly, we might do a 6-man, put Albert Suarez in the pen maybe, but I imagine these next 3 games is gonna be some variation of Grayson, Bradish, Burns. I'm gonna say Grayson, Bradish, Burns. I think that's gonna be the order. I think game 2 is gonna be Grayson, game 3 is gonna be Bradish, and game 4 is gonna be Corbin, Burns. Burns had a great start, went 7 innings of I think one run ball. Grayson went 6 2/3 of 2-run ball, and Bradish had that blow up start against Tampa Bay. We ended up winning that game because the bullpen locked in. But I mean, I think our rotation's been really good over the past few weeks. It's just I mean, this has been the story all year. Starting rotation good, offense subpar. Our offense has been shaky, and then the bullpen's kind of been iffy. But the bullpen's been better as of late. Sort of like Kimbrel's kind of locked in a little bit, but I don't know. It just sucks. Like the formula I think for all of our losses this year has been starter goes 6 strong, offense scores like 1 run, and then the bullpen like it'll like the starter will get pulled and the game will be tied or we'll be up like 1-0, and then the bullpen will allow like 2 earned runs and we'll lose. That's been I think at least 80% of our 22 losses. So hopefully we can start to turn the tide a little bit. Like I said, the Orioles are in 2nd place, pretty far ahead of the rest of the AL East. It's just these Yankees just keep winning. Juan Soto did go out with an injury yesterday. Obviously, I hope nothing's wrong, but that can also, impact how the season goes on in June and July. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. Obviously, I hate to see opposing teams players get injured because then it just becomes a whole thing where it's like, oh, well, our guy was out. So it's like, hopefully, nothing's wrong with him. Garrett Cole did have a rehab start recently, so he could be back in that really good Yankees rotation. So it's getting to like I said, June was going to be a big month regardless. We've done pretty well thus far in all of our games. But yeah, I mean, it's time. 4 games against Tampa Bay, and then we got Atlanta, Philadelphia, Yankees. So we got some huge series coming up. June's huge. Let's try to pull even with the Yankees, like around mid-July, maybe. Hopefully. I mean, that's like super like far in the future. I mean, baseball, anything can happen, but they're looking hot. We're also playing pretty good baseball, so it's just tricky. June's tough. So go O's as always. Irvin on the bump tonight. Hopefully we Brandon Hyde doesn't rest Bradish too much. He doesn't have a sloppy second start coming back after that Rays bad start. But yeah, go O's as always. Go O's, go O's, go O's, go O's. Peace out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.